What is going on, everybody, and welcome back to the channel, and I hope we're all doing really well. Now, I just want to say before we start, a big thank you to everybody that's liked, subscribed and shared it. I don't want it to go unnoticed. I do try and respond to everybody that comments as well, good or bad. Everybody's entitled to their opinion, and yeah, I totally respect that. So, good or bad, right or wrong, I try and respond to everybody. And yeah, I just wanted to say a big thank you to everybody that's supporting me, supporting the channel. Yeah, let's try and keep it going if we can. If you haven't already, so hit that subscribe button. Hit that like button if it's the type of video you like to see. I would really appreciate it. And yeah, let's just crack straight on with the formation. So we do have a 4-4-2. But before we get any further forward with this 4-4-2, I just wanted to show you my son's footage, who is using the 4-4-2, the exact same setup as me, and he happened to come across what we think is a YouTuber. And this YouTuber has millions of followers and is considered one of the better FIFA players out there. And if my son is correct or making me look like a fool, I don't know, but this could potentially be Danny Aarons' account that he's playing. And as you can see, yeah, he's pretty good, my boy. I can't lie. 2-2, nice tap in for 3-2. The reason I'm showing this clip is because he wanted me to show it, and also just to kind of show how this 4-4-2 works on old gen, on new gen, against pros, against YouTubers, against everybody. It is such an amazing formation. So yeah, this is captured on my son's PlayStation. You can see at the top. I don't know if this is legit or not, or if this is a wannabe. It could be, but I'm being told it's a legit guy. So yeah, there we go. Anyway, let's carry on with the 4-4-2 setup. We've done this before. It was the 4-4-2 flat we did before, which was more of the defensive side of 4-4-2. Now, what we have after the patch, the game feels faster than ever. It feels more like it's overloaded more than ever. So I just wanted to try and come back, bring it back a little bit, and just adjust things in the respect of trying to compete, especially in Futchamps and Division 1 and rivals, because it is ridiculously good at the minute. And it is so frustrating when formations and stuff don't work. So yeah, just wanted to pull it back a little bit. So like I said, it is the 4-4-2 flat. We're changing it up now. We're going to go counter, and we're going to go aggression or aggressive defensive approach, purely because we want that auto offside trap. Now, obviously, I'm not going to show the code yet, because I like to explain how these formations work before you guys jump into the code. And I like to explain where the players are going to be on the pitch, how it defends, how it attacks, where each player is going to be, just so you have a better understanding. Because if you jump straight into certain formations and you don't know where a player is going to be, you're going to be blind passing it. And certain formations require certain ways of playing. Now, this particular formation prefers possession, so you kind of need more of the ball than less of the ball. I highly recommend you watch the gameplay clip. So I'm going to break everything down just to show you how it works, where the players are going to be on the pitch, how it attacks, how it defends, etc. So yeah, definitely worth staying tuned for that. So yeah, I'm going to stop talking. I'm going to jump straight into the gameplay clips. I'll explain everything as we go along, and then obviously we'll come back to the end. You'll see where each player is on the pitch, and then yeah, I'll show the code, and yeah, we'll go from there. Yep, let's jump straight into this 4-4-2 flat. So as you can see, 2 banks of 4, 2 strikers. As I was saying, the way this is set up is to split your opponent's defence, and we do that nearly every chance and opportunity, and every goal we basically score. And you will see at the end of the video how we're splitting that defence and how we're making my opponent's centre-back step out of position. But for now, as you can see, the 2 strikers are basically a 2v2 9 times out of 10, because like I said, the higher you get in the divisions, Division 2, Division 1, Elite, even Futchamps, the more aggressive your opponent becomes. And the easiest thing to do is fight back with aggression. It's as simple as that. There's no point being placid, there's no point sitting back, there's no point being defensive. You will just get swarmed and overrun and destroyed. So you might as well play people at their own games. If they want to be aggressive, let us be aggressive too, and that is how we have this 4-4-2 setup. And the 4-4-2 at this point in time, as I'm speaking on this Friday night, is probably the number one, the ultimate formation, as you can see, my opponents give up, formation out there. 9 out of 10 people will run the 4-4-2, whether it be on default and they don't touch nothing, or whether they add their own finishing touches to it. People are using the 4-4-2, or they're going to a 4-4-1-1 because it is very similar. And you can see it's not often I come up against a 4-3-3. It's not often I come up against a 4-2-3-1. I think most of my opponents are running a 4-4-2, which is nice. It's been a little bit outdated over the last few years, and it's coming back strong. But yeah, it is really good. And you can see here, when we get into our opponent's half, we are not messing around. We are scoring bags and bags of goals. Now, we did concede a couple, and this is a really good clip. You can see the auto offside trap working in itself here. So my players just slightly step up, which is really cool because I don't have to do it myself, which is why we're using such high aggression. And then that lofted through ball is still there. They did say they patched it. They didn't. It is still there. It's still usable. So yeah, we're using that triangle L1 combination. Just L1 triangle tap it. Don't have to hold it. Tap it, and it works nearly every time. And then you can see from the counter attack, we're just springing forward. Those 1-2s again. If you look at the striker in the middle of the pitch, he just hangs back a little bit before he runs into the box. We don't need him. We get a penalty. And I don't know what's happened to penalties this year, but you can see my input controls there. I'm shooting when it's green, but then it goes red, and then I miss, and yeah, blah, 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 blah. A little bit frustrating with penalties there. But as I've said before, it's very rare to not concede. You're going to concede, but conceding isn't the problem. Scoring goals is, and this formation will allow you to score bags and bags of goals. Just in a couple of gameplay clips, you've probably seen me score 9 goals and concede 3 or 4. Which is basically what we want. We always want to outscore our opponent, of course we do, but you can see here, we just outnumber him totally. Not even the midfield can catch up with the runners, so that is what we want. So I'm not going to keep talking, let's just jump into how I've got this set up. So yeah, I mean, that's why I like people to watch the gameplay clips, because some people come back to me, especially in the comment section, they'll say, it doesn't work. You're clickbaiting, this isn't happening, that isn't happening. That's probably because you're not watching the full video, so therefore you're not watching the different subtle clips that require you to understand where each player is. Now, for example, if you haven't watched the gameplay clips, then you won't understand what this means that I'm showing you on screen now. So basically, you're defending in a 4-4-2, and my last one attacked in a 4-2-4, whereas this one, it attacks really different. So what you've got is you've got your back four, which is spread out, so that is really good. But what you'll notice is I've got the player roles. So Sol Campbell is a defender plus plus. That is his world class role, and this is what we're looking for. We're looking for those green crosses to basically have those players in their correct position, in their world class position, at the role that they've mastered to make it better. So this is why we have this set where we're doing that. Now Tonali is a DM, therefore holding player kind of makes sense. So you've got your back four and you've got Tonali, so that's a 4-1 in defence. Then what you'll have, this is the interesting part. So your false 9, which is Griezmann, that is his world class position. So what happens is, because I have him on a false 9, he will drop in to just behind Rashford and in between Bonmati, for example. So he'll drop in between, those two players there. And then what happens is that because most people are running aggression, his defender will follow him, which will then leave a gap for somebody like Nico Williams to sneak into, who is an inside forward. Again, it's his mastered role. He will sneak into Griezmann's position. There's a massive gap because Griezmann's pulled their defender out of position. Pretty poor AI defending, so it is what it is in that position. So therefore, we're going to have Williams, Rashford, Saka and Bonmati forward. We're going to have Griezmann just in behind. So it is going to be a 4-1-1-4 at times, with Griezmann popping into the midfield to pick up the ball, leaving space for Williams, which is what you want, because you want to pull the AI defending out of position, because a lot of people use the AI to defend. So therefore, for me, it's a given that you have the best player on your team that's a false 9. The player that can play that role kind of makes sense why I use Griezmann to do that, because he pulls players out of position, and that's where your goals come from. And I have scored so many goals with Williams, Rashford, Saka and Bonmati because Griezmann has dropped back into midfield. and the AI can't cope with that. So that is why I was saying, at the beginning of the video, you really kind of need to watch the gameplay clips to understand what I'm talking about. Otherwise, it is a little bit of a struggle. So, with that being said, let me know what you think to this one. Hit that like button if you like this type of video. Hit that subscribe button if you want to see more. And until next time, everybody take care and look after themselves.